AC The Voice, Alabama Prisoner Profiles. What's going on, y'all? My Lord, y'all. It's been a week. It's been a damn week, hadn't it? Shout out to everybody, all the new subs. We over 800 strong. Y'all know what's going on. Make sure y'all mess with the other socials down in the description. In particular, the TikTok, bro. TikTok be going crazy. Now, that video I had in the beginning, right? Somebody sent that to me like yesterday, and apparently it's a couple years old, but it was the first time I saw it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's finna. TikTok struck that shit down. Asiatics wasn't going for that, you know what I'm saying? So it's on YouTube, and I got, apparently Facebook is the only full place where, you know what I'm saying, you can show shit like that uncensored for some strange reason. So if y'all want to see that shit, go to Facebook. Shit's disgusting, really. Got a story to y'all coming out of Elmore Correctional Center that happened this week. Shit show for shit show. We're going to get into it, man. We have an inmate that was apparently murdered by a correctional officer with the help of two other prisoners, and that inmate name is Mr. James Murray. We're gonna get into that. Y'all know what's going on, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share this content. Y'all know what's going on. So right out the gate, we're going to get into a press release, right? We're going to see what the Department of Corrections had to say about this incident, right? It says, Montgomery, Alabama, the Alabama Department of Corrections Law Enforcement Services Division is investigating an inmate death at Elmore Correctional Facility, which has resulted in criminal charges. On Wednesday, July 26, 2023, inmate Rubyn James Murray was involved in an incident outside his dorm with correctional officers, resulting in physical altercation with one of the officers. Both the officer and inmate Murray sustained minor injuries. Once the incident was under control, Murray was taken to the back gate holding area to be transported to the Staten Healthcare, right? What we were talking about a couple stories back, right? Ain't no fucking healthcare unit on the site. It's, you know what I'm saying, there. You got to take you a mile down the road to Staten and shit like that, risking your life if you're seriously injured, you dig? Transport to Staten Healthcare Unit for medical assessment and treatment. Before the transport could occur, and in violation of an Alabama Department of Corrections policy, two other inmates gained access to the holding area. Inmate Murray was found unresponsive and was transported to the hospital and then to an area hospital, so prison hospital, then to a real hospital for emergency treatment. Medical staff was unable to resuscitate inmate Murray, and he was pronounced deceased by the attending physician. Cause of death for inmate Murray is pending an autopsy and the conclusion of the investigation is based on evidence gathered so far. Correctional Sergeant Demarcus Sanders and inmates Fredrick Gooden and Stefranio Hampton have been charged with murder. Sanders, who has resigned his position with the Alabama Department of Corrections, obviously is being held at Elmore County Detention Facility without bond, county jail. Inmates remain at Alabama Department of Corrections. Further charges and personnel actions are pending. Crazy, right? So this is the story the Alabama Department of Corrections is sticking to, you know what I'm saying? INI's down there, hopefully feds are down there and goddamn investigating this shit, you know what I'm saying? But for them to have done something so quickly, it must have been obvious. Maybe this shit was on camera. Maybe the two inmates could not, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they couldn't have got access to the holding area without him. That's why they also charged him. Fucked up, man. Fucked up. Crazy. Also, obviously, in the bottom left, that's Mr. Murray, who lost his life. Top left, Mr. Gooden. Bottom right, Mr. Frano. And then, obviously, on the left hand side, in front of the height markers, that is Mr. Demarcus Sanders. That is the sergeant that is involved in this incident that has been charged for murder. Alright, so that's DLC. We're going to get into this Facebook comment I saw left up under the post in the advocacy group that is clearly from a source inside, close, probably at this facility. Let's check it out. Here we go. Let's see. Shit. It says, on the date of 7/26/23, on or about 4 a.m., 5 a.m., inmate James Rubyn Murray was attempting to eat breakfast at Elmore Correctional Facility, where an altercation took place with inmate Murray and Sergeant Morris and several other officers. Allegedly, during the time frame stated above, inmate Murray became agitated at Sergeant Morris for not wanting to let him go to breakfast. Mind you, that's state requirements to provide 3 meals and a shelter to all incarcerated personnel. However, after a dispute between inmate Murray and Sergeant Morris, Morris sprayed Murray with pepper spray. At this point, inmate Murray began to swing wildly and made contact, striking Sergeant Morris. At this point, Officer Greer and McCullough assisted their fellow officer and supervisor and began to beat inmate Murray in an attempt to restrain him. After getting inmate Murray in the handcuffs, Murray was escorted to the back gate of the facility. If video footage from security cameras are properly viewed, inmate Murray will be seen walking to the back gate. However, as recent contacts have been made with inmate Murray's family, it has been reported that inmate Murray has passed away. As this current moment is being stated and believed that inmate Murray was beat to death by several Elmore Correctional Facility officers, namely 2 identified factors in the alleged incident are Officer McCullough and Sergeant Morris. Also, there are allegations that other people could have been involved, which this would be Demarcus Sanders, you know what I'm saying, the 2 inmates. This is early on, you know what I'm saying? But here they're talking about he was trying to go eat breakfast. And I think Sergeant Morris is a female, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Now, just in doing slight little bit of digging, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't dig up much about Mr. Hampton on the right, other than it does appear that he is a Woodley Park, you know what I'm saying? Some sort of crip in some sort of shape or fashion. You can see there's the scars, marks, and tattoos. And I also saw on Facebook, right up on the post, or one of his family members had made a post with the little wheelchair emoji, you know what I'm saying, while mentioning his name, indicating that he also too probably is a member of that organization. And I think that's weird that, you know what I'm saying, these are the 2 inmates that they're saying are involved in this, that a crip would beat another crip to death for the goddamn correctional officers. That's some real, you know what I'm saying? I saw somebody else said in the comments, who knows if, you know what I'm saying, they weren't forced to do this under duress of their own. I was like, damn, I didn't think about that shit, but fuck, stand up, I don't know. So our max cap contact that is, you know what I'm saying, been locked up over 20 some years, you know what I'm saying, knew Mr. Gooden on the left, right? And this is what he had to say about him. Said, "This is crazy. Fred Gooden was a victim of Southern justice back in the early 1980s. He and 3 other inmates attempted to escape from Holman's prison farm squad one Friday afternoon. Their plans were foiled. Early Saturday morning, they were, quote, checked out by farm bosses, presumably to go to extra duty type labor as punishment for trying to escape a day earlier. They were wrong. Instead, the farm boss made them lie face down on the ground and shot each one of them in the back of the head. Each one died except for Gooden. The other 3 were said to have, quote, tried to run. Gooden played possum dead and alerted an integral, quote, helper who was assisting in disposing of the bodies, probably a fucking inmate. The helper got Gooden to a free world hospital, shit, maybe not, and saved his life. Gooden was eventually released from prison but returned with a new conviction in 1997. He ends this sentence in 2027 and would have been free again. I first learned about Gooden in May, and I looked him up and I screenshotted his Alabama Department of Corrections online photo. I was intending to let you know about doing a story on him, but then I read the article about the recent Elmore prison murder. It shocked the hell out of me when I read that Gooden's name is mentioned as one of the murderers. So coming up during this era and being a victim of this type of madness himself, I am very appalled at Fred Gooden taking part in another inmate's murder at the hands of correctional officers, especially a black officer and a black victim."
Heard it all, this death of inmate James Murray coming out of Elmore, very disturbing. Circumstances surround James Murray got into it with Sergeant Morris there, who was the baby mother of Sergeant Sanders, and having a conflict, something about he assaulted her or bumped her or something like that. I know they had ended up locking this inmate up and put him in the segregation unit in Elmore, which is at the back gate. And also Sergeant Sanders was trying to get back there repeatedly on that particular shift. And they know to keep him safe away from James Murray, because at the time he allegedly had assaulted his wife. So the following shift change, Sergeant Sanders did actually get back there, him and others, and went back there, and according to what I'm getting, he beat the inmate to death, or the inmate got beat to death. The inmate was flown to Jackson Hospital, and from my knowledge, he was pronounced dead this morning at 6:58 a.m. This is crazy. This is an outright murder committed by Sergeant Sanders on behalf of defending his wife, but done so in a criminal type fashion. and this is unacceptable. This cannot be overlooked. This cannot be covered up in any kind of way. Sergeant Sanders and others went back there and murdered this guy, James Murray, this morning, and he was pronounced dead at Jackson Hospital at 6:58 because he had got into it with his wife and had some kind of altercation. And stuff like this here just confirms that husband and wife should not be working inside an all-male institution. For this particular reason, they need to bar this practice from this day forward behind this man losing his life. And like I say, incident after incident, it's no longer shocking to me now, the things that come out of the Alabama Department of Corrections and the repeated things that keeps going. The main thing, we cannot let this be overlooked and covered up. The family members have been notified only through social media, and we just cannot God is not going to let the blood of this man that was shed be covered up or overlooked, because there's a God in heaven. Please remember and know that. Despite what crooked stuff they think they get away with, this got to be addressed.
Man, what you said, that you saying that's bruh BM they got bumped, slided, you know what I'm saying, brushed past, you know what I'm saying, or wait, hold on, wait, and then he swung wildly after he connected, you know what I'm saying, but damn, that's your BM, you know what I'm saying. First of all, COs, y'all get in the comments, why would you want to work at a facility with your wife or significant other? Y'all get down in the comments and let me know the logic of it, other than, you know what I'm saying, it may be, you know what I'm saying, country ass town and the only means of industry y'all have, you know what I'm saying, this chicken plants or shit like that, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. Fuck, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. DC the Voice, Alabama Prisoner Profiles, that's right.